Doobie doobie doo. All right, it is 12:36 p.m. on Saturday, January 15th, 2022, and this is Weather Live. I am meteorologist Rich Lupia coming to you from Greenville, South Carolina. Thank you so much for joining me and for looking at this video. Please like and share this video, especially if you like the content. What we're going to discuss over the next several minutes is the storm that will move through tonight and through tomorrow across the Carolinas, and then moving up into the Virginias, then into Pennsylvania, and into New York and New England Sunday night, and into Monday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We're going to go through the timing and the specifics of what's going to happen here in the Carolinas, and then all the way up into upstate New York as well. Please feel free to jump in with some comments or questions. I've got the live feed up on the Facebook. I cannot see YouTube or Twitch right now, which we are live on. But if you have any questions on the Facebook side, please throw them in, and I will try to answer them as best as I can. All right, so we are going to go to the GFS model, because the GFS in the short range is actually not too bad. It's actually halfway decent. Okay, so the storm is moving into the southeastern United States. It's moving into Tennessee. It's moving into Georgia. It's moving into the Carolinas. And this is 7 p.m. tonight. The low pressure there on the bottom left of your screen there, coming out of Mississippi and into Alabama along the I-20 corridor, the track of the low pressure center has not really changed all that much. But there is something bigger that has changed, and it's this little blue line here. This is the 540 line. This is one of those technical things in meteorology that gives us a view into the depth of the cold air. Put simply, even though the cold air in the northeastern United States with below zero temps up there right now, it is not carried on down the coast. The high has not been as strong or as powerful. It's just a little bit weaker. It's not really as robust, bringing that cold air down the Appalachians, especially the east side of the Appalachians, as was predicted a couple of days ago. So that 540 line was all the way through Greenville and approaching Atlanta, but is now holding up short of Charlotte at 7 p.m. Now notice what happens at 10 p.m. and then into 1 a.m. The 540 line is staying to the north and east of the upstate of South Carolina and staying to the north and east of Charlotte. This is key, because that warm nose that comes in just above the ground, that comes above the ground and falls into, the precip falls into that colder air near the ground. If it's a very thin layer, it's freezing rain. If it's a slightly thicker layer, then it's sleet. And if it's a thick enough layer, say 850 millibars, then it's snow. That is the way it's looking right now. So this looks more like an ice storm setup for the upstate of South Carolina, particularly between Greenville and Columbia, into the Charlotte area and up to Greensboro, Raleigh-Durham, and up towards just to the west of Richmond, Virginia. Initially, it looked like it was going to go into the Richmond area. Now it's looking like between Richmond and Charlottesville. So this is the ice storm zone here across northwestern South Carolina, central North Carolina, and into south central Virginia, mainly west of Interstate 95. And I'm going to prove this to you as I advance the maps. This is 4 a.m. and this is 7 a.m. Notice this is all sleet across central North Carolina. This is straight freezing rain. Charlotte towards Fayetteville, maybe even getting as far south and east as Interstate 95, possibly getting in towards Columbus and areas just to the north and west of Wilmington, possibly getting as far as Florence. And then all the way back here, across South Carolina and into extreme northeast Georgia with heavy snows, just to the north and west of 85 along the extreme northwestern part of South Carolina, but mainly western North Carolina, mainly north and west of Charlotte, up towards Statesville, up towards Boone, up towards Hickory, up towards Roan Mountain and up towards Mount Mitchell. Those areas are in for some very heavy snow. 10 a.m., straight sleet to freezing rain across most of the upstate of South Carolina and into central North Carolina, and that nose will get by 1 p.m. into south central Virginia. Now there's the low coming across Interstate 20, and it will move between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. from Atlanta all the way to about just east of Fayetteville, North Carolina. So that means some wraparound snows start to come in northeast Georgia, into the upstate of South Carolina, and into western North Carolina, and in towards Charlotte. So this is what this means for upstate South Carolina and for the Charlotte area and for western North Carolina. This means it starts off as snow or rain changing to snow. Then Sunday morning is the sleet and freezing rain show, and there could be a decent amount of it. I expect over a half an inch of freezing rain in the biggest areas, especially Charlotte South and West and Charlotte North and East. And then later in the afternoon, as the colder air comes in and as the low pressure moves off to the east, the air column cools, the colder thicknesses come in, there's still some moisture, it changes to snow. We may get a dusting to perhaps an inch, 2 at most on the back side of this, but you got to remember that cold air has to come over the mountains and downslope, and a lot of times that dries it out. So don't count on too much wraparound on the Piedmont of South Carolina and into North Carolina Sunday afternoon, and it's a Sunday evening. Okay, so it's 7 p.m. Our low pressure is approaching Petersburg, Virginia. We've got mixed mess all the way back to the Appalachians, all the way back to the Blue Ridge. Your heavy snow is in eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, the eastern half, southeastern half of Ohio, getting into western Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh starts getting bombed by 7 p.m., and then getting up through the state of Pennsylvania and into and up just getting into New York State at that point in time. Okay, 10 p.m., 1 a.m. So at 1 a.m., the storm center is moving to the north and west of Washington, D.C., up towards Hagerstown, Maryland. So that brings the rain all the way into western Pennsylvania. There will be a period of mix even as far west as Altoona and Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Possibly, maybe even getting towards Pittsburgh, maybe getting towards Buffalo, but heavy rain across the entire state of New Jersey, heavy rain New York City area, heavy rain Philly, and heavy rain getting up into Connecticut. And the mixed mess carries all the way up into central New York State. So after a period of snow and a couple of inches of snow overnight Sunday, it changes to sleet and even freezing rain from Syracuse and Binghamton eastbound through Utica, through the Mohawk Valley, into the Albany area, and into the Hudson Valley. And once you get from about Poughkeepsie south, this becomes just a straight rain event with freezing rain in the Berkshires, getting into the Taconics and into the Greens of southern Vermont and into the White Mountains of northern New Hampshire. Then as the low pressure moves its way late morning and into afternoon on Monday, the wraparound comes around. There will be wraparound snows, western New York, western PA, down into West Virginia, and those wraparound snows will be the snowfall that will fall Monday afternoon and into Monday evening across central and eastern New York, up into the Adirondacks and Tug Hill of upstate New York. So that's pretty much the storm coming from northeast Georgia through the Carolinas, into the Virginias, and into Pennsylvania, and into upstate New York over the 36-hour period from tonight going into Monday afternoon and into Monday night. Okay, so what about the snow? This is the GFS model prediction. This is not the official forecast, but this is just to give you a general idea of what it's like, where you're going to be. All right, so I saw for, hold on just a second here. Just give me a sec here. Lexington, South Carolina. So Lexington, South Carolina, Columbia area, no snow, Lexington and Columbia. You will get some ice. There is the potential for an ice storm there, but I think the worst of the ice will be north and west of Lexington. Think Greenwood, the western half of Lake Murray, Newberry, up towards Union, and then eventually up towards Chester, Rock Hill, Fort Mill, and getting into the southern suburbs of Charlotte. They will get more ice than you will get in Columbia. So you'll start off as rain, then you'll mix mess for a little bit, and there will be some ice. There will be some slick spots around the Columbia area, around the Midlands, and then it will transition back to rain and maybe end to some snowflakes, but no accumulation in the Midlands of central South Carolina. All right, so snow, Northwestern South Carolina, northeast Georgia, heaviest snow, mountains of North Carolina, the Piedmont, especially the foothills will get it, but north and west of Charlotte. North and west of Charlotte is where the snow is going to be. Very little to no snow. This is mainly going to be an ice storm. Central South Carolina, central North Carolina, and getting up here into southwestern Virginia. So let me pull in a little bit more specifically. Okay? Like I said, no snow, Columbia area, Midlands, Lexington's right there. You're not going to get any there. This snow, some of this is going to be at the beginning, some of this is going to be wraparound, but there's going to be a lot of ice mixed into this in the upstate of South Carolina. Your best chance of seeing snow with just sleet mixing in is going to be north and west of 85, from Clemson to Pickens, to Greenville, especially the northern part of Greenville up towards Travelers Rest, north of Spartanburg up towards Inman, up towards Gaffney, and points north and west, getting up into the North Carolina line. That's where you're going to have the best chance of being snow. There's your 0.7 in Rock Hill, proving that this is mainly going to be an ice event for North Carolina. Okay, now 0.7 Rock Hill, 2.8 on Charlotte. I do not agree with 2.8 on Charlotte. That's a high-end total. Okay, 10 inches in Hickory, I don't agree with that. That's going to be a high-end total. Okay, 2 in Greensboro, that's definitely a high-end total. But I think a dusting to 2 inches here, and I will show my maps more specifically with the ice storm between Charlotte and Raleigh, Fayetteville, Greensboro. This area is the ice storm area, and getting up between Danville and Richmond, and maybe getting in towards Charlottesville, so Short Pump, Midlothian, up towards probably Fredericksburg, Virginia, and Culpeper. These areas you're going to see a lot of mixed mess and a lot more snow and heavier snow. Lynchburg, Roanoke, back towards Harrisonburg, and then back across the mountains into West Virginia, and then follow that up into western Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, this is a big storm. Altoona, this is a big storm. State College, kind of, you're kind of on the line. Harrisburg, not much to worry about. Chambersburg, not much to worry about. Shippensburg, not much to worry about. Hagerstown, I got not much to worry about. Allentown, Philly, Scranton, maybe a little bit, but I don't think these, this 11-inch stuff over the Poconos, I don't think that's going to verify. I think it's going to be less than that. I think it's probably going to be more like a 3 to 7 type deal here. And then getting up into New York State, I'll cover that with my map for upstatesnow.com, which I will do in just a minute. And I'm going to actually do that right now. So I'm going to go over to the maps. This is what I think is going to happen. I think the ice storm between Columbia and Greenville, Greenwood, Lawrence, Newberry, Union, up towards Rock Hill, and south and east to Gaffney, I think this is going to be your ice storm area. That's where the ice storm warnings are in effect. Dusting to maybe an inch or two of snow mixing in with that sleet and freezing rain. Really worried about the ice accumulations in this area. And this will carry up into the Charlotte area and into North Carolina, which I'll cover in just a minute. Along and north and west of Interstate 85, I've dropped the snowfall amounts off to 2 to 5. There will be snow, then there will be mix, and then it will go back to snow in the afternoon. All right, so we're going to pull up North Carolina here. Just stand by. And there we go. And I'm going to pull back me here. Make myself a little bit smaller. There will be some ice, no snow. Fayetteville area getting into eastern North Carolina. Basically from just east of Charlotte up through Raleigh, Greensboro, Salisbury, High Point, Thomasville, Asheboro, carrying up to Danville, Virginia. This is ice storm territory. This is mainly going to be an ice storm. You will start to get some snow north and west of Charlotte, especially from about Gastonia up towards Mooresville, Statesville, and up towards Mount Airy and north and west of Winston-Salem. You will get probably about 2 to 5 inches of snow north and west of Statesville. We're talking from Hickory up towards Wilkesboro. 5 to 8 of snow. That carries on down towards Hendersonville and into some of the mountains of extreme western North Carolina. 8 to 16 all snow. Asheville area, north and west of Morganton, Mount Mitchell, Roan Mountain, getting up towards Boone, getting up towards Blowing Rock, and up towards the ski resorts in western North Carolina. That's where that looks like that will happen. And finally, last but not least, hold on just a second here. Boing. There we go. And there we go. All right. So this is my revised forecast carrying up into upstate New York. I have a big audience with UpstateSnow.com, and this is just putting up that map for reference. From Elmira to Syracuse to Messina, that's my 7-inch line. To the west of that, there will be a brief period of snow and sleet Monday morning, but this will mainly be snow, especially Monday afternoon and into Monday evening. 7 to 14 inches of snow, and there will be some localized 18-inch amounts, Buffalo, Rochester area, this part of western New York, especially along and west of Interstate 390. I do think a little bit less snow, Watertown area and towards Syracuse. And then once you get into central New York State, you get into the Adirondacks, you get into the southern tier, central New York, and getting into the capital region, getting north of the capital region into the Saratoga region, Warren County, up towards Essex County. This is going to be about a 3 to 7 event. You're going to start off with the burst of snow. You're going to get a quick 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 inches of snow. Then the mixed mess comes on top of it. Then there will be a break. In this portion of eastern New York, especially east of Syracuse, east of Interstate 81, there will be a several-hour period to where there'll be a mixed mess or not much of anything going on. And it'll seem like, oh, the storm's blown. Oh, and I can just hear the screaming, you blew the forecast, you blew the forecast, you blew the forecast. That's not the case, because the wraparound will come around and you'll get a couple of inches of snow Monday afternoon and into Monday evening. So that 3 to 7, part of it will be on the front, part of it will be on the back. It will not be 3 to 7 one shot. There will be a break of several hours. Cannot emphasize that enough with this storm. 1 to 3 from Albany south and east into the Hudson Valley, and carrying on down into the Taconics and into the Berkshires. There's going to be a lot more mixed mess here. Not quite ice storm worthy, but enough of a mixed mess there to where the snowfall accumulations really will be held down. So that's the timing of the storm. That is how everything is laid out from the Carolinas all the way up into upstate New York. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to get some more content from me, if you would like to follow me, please do so. Facebook.com/meteorologist Rich Lupia. Please like that page. Also on Instagram and TikTok, I am there as well. Some of that content is a little bit different. Live on Twitch, live on YouTube, and we will post some content to Rumble as well. And you can always find me and my website, richlupia.com. Not a lot of weather information is going to be there. That's more of a boilerplate for everything that I do as a meteorologist. It is coming up on 12:55. We're going to end this live video right now. Help people every day in every way, regardless of what it is. Take care. You've got your precautions in place. We're going to weather this storm. I will do some live updates from the upstate of South Carolina overnight, and particularly Sunday afternoon and Sunday night as the storm pulls through here. I'll let you know how South Carolina gets through this ice storm with a little bit of snow and sleet mixed in down here. I'll keep you updated as best as I can. God bless you all. Take care, and I'll see you soon here on Weather Live.